Well, not 6. 26. 26. Think, feel, believe. 26. 26. Yeah. Think, feel, believe. 26. Selects.me. Think, feel, and believe. What? 26. Yeah. Yeah. So, where are we? So, just gonna touch on a little bit of from the last video that I did about thinking, feeling, believing about age. Thinking, feeling, believing about age. So, okay, so, like I said in the last video, I think, feel, and believe that I'm going to be reached to be 120. And I think easily. I mean, who knows? I mean, it might even be more. I don't know. I might change my goal and start thinking, feeling, believing about older. But I think 120 is pretty good. But who knows? I feel wholeheartedly that it took me a long time to get there through a lot of education and everything. That, you know, our lives here, the purpose of our lives here is to be servants to others. I mean, that is the core purpose to our lives, is to be, well, I mean, we're going to take it a little bit deeper, to be obedient to God and to be obedient to God and to be servants to others. Okay? Okay. Believe in God. To obedient. See? And to be servants to others. And, you know, and I think whatever you can do to serve others is the key to a fruitful life for yourself. Is a key to a fruitful life for yourself. So that's how I'm thinking, feeling, and believing. So anyways, we're going to go back here to the other video where we were thinking about, you know, when you think about certain things, you're going to attract and cause the synergistic things to happen in your life. I mean, if you're thinking that you're old, you're going to be old. And then you're probably not going to take, and if you're thinking, feeling, believing about that you're old, you know, and if you're a young bucker watching this right now, you need to start thinking about these things right now. So you can condition your mind into thinking a certain way. All right? Because what happens when people get old? I mean, you usually get, you know, you're telling your body that I'm old. Okay, so what are you telling your body? That you're old, and that you probably start to cause conditions, health conditions in your life that are associated with being old, right? And then, I mean, it's such an intricate thing that's happening, you see. It's such an intricate thing that's happening, you see, that you're causing certain conditions in your body to basically listen to what you're telling it, right? And if you're telling it, oh, I'm so old. Oh, I'm so old. You know, you're probably going to get wrinkly in your hands. You know, your body's going to deteriorate because you're telling it that, right? Okay, so on the flip side of that, you know, I have attracted, sought out, came in contact with products that are enhancing my health now. And I really, it's going to be interesting because some of them I'm taking some really like high-powered antioxidants. I found protein is real unique, is critical. But anyways, we'll get into that later when you watch some of our other videos called Teen Health Habits. Yep. And I have just attracted some good products in my life that are, and you know, and I've always believed an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure anyways. So if you're, you know, I don't think that I'm going to have any of these things, but why not take them? So it's going to be interesting to see just what kind of effect these products are going to have on my life and what they're looking at. I'm looking pretty darn good right now, I'll tell you that. I mean, I barely have any gray hair. I mean, barely, and I see other people and I'm like, whoa. I mean, they look like they're in their 60s. I mean, I just wonder what their thought processes are about, you know, how they think, feel, and believe about how old they are and just where they're at with that, because they're just perpetuating stuff in their life and they're whatever, you know. And so, you know, like what the point I'm trying to make here is that when you start thinking and feeling and believing about something certain, you're going to attract certain things in your life that are going to support that. Okay. And, you know, I mean, how can you say you're going to attract certain things in your life that if you're thinking that you're old, I'm going to be old, you might just start doing things that old people do, or I don't know. But it's just we're existing as human beings, you see, that the power of our thoughts and our feelings, our belief, have a very significant thing to do with how we are going to turn out and how well that we feel. I mean, obviously, I have certain, what just call them mantra, things I repeat about, the things that I repeat about health, things that I think about health, the things that I believe about health. And I'm like, I've always been able to maintain some sort of good certain level of staying in shape, and it's like, and I don't really do that much exercise either. And I'm always able to stay in some sort of certain level of shape, and everything seems to be working really good and probably at a higher level than some people exist at. I don't know. I mean, because I don't really go out there and compare myself to other people all the time, about this person and that person. But I can tell you that people that are actually my age, and then I look at them, I mean, there's very few people that, obviously I think maybe I got some good genes from my mommy, but then the power of your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs about things and how you feel about age, how you feel about your health. If you're talking about ill health all the time and health problems and health issues and whatever, you're going to perpetuate things in your life that you're going to attract that are going to cause those things too. Just like that lady I was telling you about that got rear-ended just a little bit. Now she's like it's just like perpetuating her condition. You start thinking about these things and it starts perpetuating conditions towards things. And I don't care how old you are, or what your situations are in life, or what you think. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any examples offhand, but, if you had, let's say you had even a teenager that was just worried about breaking a bone all the time. They weren't doing it, or they were just always afraid that one day they were going to break a bone sometime. And I don't know, they're just afraid that one day they might break a bone. I tell you one thing, I don't let my daughter play on crutches. It's because, it's like, what? No! And it's not because I'm freaked out about it or whatever. It's just like, no, we don't want to put any thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about any of that. I don't care how cool you think it is to watch on crutches or whatever. I mean, the certain things can lead to certain conditions. There's a kid that I'm running across. He goes to the same high school as my son. He's got muscular dystrophy. But this kid, and I'm pretty sure it's muscular dystrophy, but he's played football and everything too. So I would tend to think that probably his thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about his life and his condition or everything have been put to the wayside, and he's been driving himself against a health condition that would probably, deteriorate it's going to deteriorate kids his age. I mean, like, that might be the same age as him. It might deteriorate. It just depends on what they chose to think, feel, and believe about it. There's a lot of good power in that. I got to tell you. I mean, an accident that I was involved in that I believe that I know I talked about one of my videos about, when I broke both my legs, broke my nose, and lost half my blood. That could have been an accident that destroyed me because I could have gotten depressed. I could have let myself go way, way, way down and been depressed about it and suffered on it. I mean, there was a certain period of time when I was in a wheelchair, so I could have gotten very depressed and down about it and thought, felt, and believed something in a certain way that kept on perpetuating things. And who knows? I mean, it could have been something where I've been on disability right now because I just chose that I wanted to think, feel, and believe about that. My grandfather died of a broken hip. All right. I mean, he already had a pretty piss poor attitude about life and how, he was just good for nothing and everything. And he just had this kind of attitude. And then one day he broke his hip and went into the hospital, and that was his demise. He died in the hospital, and he was in the hospital because of a broken hip. So I got to tell you, the power in your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs can cause things to happen and perpetuate in your life. And I can't stress the importance of this shit, because you must know that the power that is within your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are affecting your life.